Eliza R. Smith echoed Joseph's claim that the Lord created another, higher sphere for Enoch and his city to live on. Joseph informed some of the saints that the piece of earth taken with the city of Enoch up into the heavens was detached from what is now called the Gulf of Mexico. The chasm was subsequently filled with water. It is hard to imagine that such a small fragment could constitute a planet of sufficient size and resources to house and sustain a city such as Zion. Perhaps the fragment was combined with a planet already positioned above the earth. We simply don't know. Whatever the case is, we know that Enoch and his city were on a separate heavenly body directly above the earth. We read in Genesis that men attempted to reach heaven by building a tower. According to Apostle Orson Pratt, this heaven was actually the city of Enoch. Mankind had remembered the ascent of the city of Enoch into the heavens and hoped to reunite with its inhabitants. Their efforts, of course, failed. Nevertheless, the episode plainly indicates that this presence of a planet above Earth at the time, one seemingly close enough to be reached by a tower. A little time later, Melchizedek and his city did reach Enoch's Zion. Neither of these events required a dividing of the earth. After the Tower of Babel and the ascent of the city of Melchizedek to the heavenly Zion, Enoch's city and planet disappeared from the biblical history. Clearly, the city is not in our heavens today. Therefore, it must have been separated at a later division of earth, perhaps at the time of Peleg, or with the 10 tribes, or perhaps at the crucifixion. The second dividing of earth was in the days of Peleg. The Bible simply states that the earth was divided during the days of Peleg. Without any details to the statement, scholars within and without the church are left to speculate. Speculation ranges from the division of continents to the separation of nations, but Joseph Smith had a different take. The dividing of the earth during the days of Peleg consisted of separating a portion of the ancient earth. Joseph made another similar statement where he intimated that the earth was divided at the time of Peleg to diminish an earth that was too large. In other words, the dividing of the earth was not the shearing off of a piece of our planet as from the Gulf of Mexico, but was the separation of one or more of the planets of the great congregation. Parley P. Pratt made it clear that the fragments torn from Earth during the days of Peleg and at other divisions were stars, a reference to planetary bodies. Elder Pratt and others stated that these orbs, which he called fragments, would return in the latter days as part of the restitution of all things. That is, the earth will be restored as it was before it was divided. In a revelation to Joseph Smith, part of this return is described. The land of Zion and land of Jerusalem are not continents, but planets. Planets, not continents, are turned back into their own place, as Joseph Smith described. Land does not describe a portion of the surface of Earth, but is used in an ancient sense as a planet.